Good morning. Listen, these are simply, or 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 simply. There. It's very not very inch. It's January 12, 2025. It's a Sunday in Naples. Today, very bad atmosphere. Yes, totally cloudy, 4 gradi worse, but also with an heavy and cold wind. Slight rain at the moment. It's early afternoon, practically 14 and 6 minutes. 46 and 4 Fahrenheit, 8 Celsius. And this means that it's really cold, like in this periods. And in fact, the cold is a classic adjective that usually for the winter period since the first weather was very stressful. Perhaps someone non remember, I think, which is supposedly, I'm sure, but vorrei say I remember things for example, let's also sit at the cemetery. It's my purpose if I cut people shouldn't watch Chinese, I know. It's better, I know, perhaps it's a paradox for you, but not for me. And I did know to do an collaboration. So for the spring and the audio, and also for the summer, for the spring and the audio, I usually suggest soft, or for the summer, I just soft, so soon and that as soon as it is. Classic adjective and answer regarding English test for me, always something close and I think that absolutely incomplete. Obviously, it's a cold in particular today, and it's really cold, no? Obviously, we entered in the winter a few weeks ago. But in the comment, I explain the points. The fact that I try to fight the cold, no? 2 points to which I try to fight the cold since some years. So in case read the comment to deep in the meantime. And so, fact for this, but also from a general point of view, because apart from last year and past years, I remember nowadays with first parts of winter, this like this degrees. So from these two aspects, I mean the temperature is good. I don't know if it's for the people feel the sensation, yeah, the same sensations, judgment truth for me about this. From my latest really think of not, but read the rest of the concerts and why it's still a better atmosphere today. Absolutely, I can say something just funny because it's really bad, but it's the same, so I can be free. It's my feeling on this. In afternoon, I think at temperature 26, repeat this just before, 46 and 4 Fahrenheit, 80 Celsius. At the really important thing with some fear and she will. So before doing this. Yes, Jessica Curtain in general, you should see most perfect as rest suppose in fact as soon as I repeat totally whatever cloudy with this very heavy wide I repeat and cold and also with the slight rain at the moment. In fact also according to read I think it would become more and more until the end of the day more and more dark and more obscure, and also that we will have more heavy rain. But as essendo bisogna vicinanza a wizards, once we see, and if the clear scheming, so very clear, bad if not tragic. So sì, insomma, dico, Windows and New York sono since two practically more than 2 years. In fact, new quote for this reason, I'll see. It's more than 2 years and also in this beautiful bit. The page is that over since almost 2 weeks, yes, I think. Over sia bene, but also in this case, over sia bene, but at better visible sentire in this shot at the point of view region shot. Naturally conosciute piano delle cortine sono not visible non sono visible general visible better visible sentire in shot at the moment in mirror general shot. And finally from immediate keyboard and GX 614 APG 635 so in this case this mirror general shot. Simon the people for facendo di base essere la clinica dove so non buona message to myself also in this case. And finally I hope you will get breakfast today. It's really late close. Zeker de record. And late also for my hours. Fac na zeer late I mean for my hours, but the important set was fare with the record. I reached as 1963. It was a story in fact in breakfast. The Fintenance family with I started with at the Finten and but I remember the day as if it was the day yesterday and so among things few weeks ago we passed the 1 year anniversary in fact December 1963. So I think that record is record December 1963. So stretchable and if I confess in last weeks I really went really close to it. In fact, in particular, as this Friday and previous Friday, I made it at respectively at 15 and 2 and the previous Friday at 15. So, as you can notice, really close, but not, I assure you, not at 15 and 10. In fact, I think that the record, this record is 1973, it's so searchable. It's impossible to reach it for a night, but however, never, I think, I suppose, reach it there. Seen in few minutes, but the really important thing to show cinema is that in some way, also today, fortunately, so I'm really hungry. And as we always say, breakfast is always so most ultimate food. Absolutely. And some days, what is from this, or through this new mythical shot, the new mythical beautiful biscuits, my favorite. This is the Palm breakfast. In particular, I recommend the Palm International. They are spectacular. So, as this new shot about the milk, you can see not only the coffee in it, obviously, but also the Squeak chocolate. So, in the Nicholas breakfast are always a bomb. This in particular is a mega bomb, and yes, and I recommend this Italian Palm series. They are superb. Assume tomorrow, I suppose, if I don't die. If I don't know until tomorrow, what to go to, I will see.